The night air in Kwaso village carried no sound. Even the crickets stopped their music, as though the world itself held its breath. Inside Kwame Nyako's grand house, the lamp trembled with each uneven gasp he took. His wife, Ifua, stirred a pot of steaming herbs, her eyes fixed on the curling smoke. "Drink, my husband," she said softly, handing him the calabash. "It will calm your chest." Kwame took a sip, frowned at the strange sweetness, and swallowed again. His throat clenched. "Ifua, what's in this?" he croaked, clutching his heart. "It's medicine," she insisted, but her hand trembled as his body stiffened. "Ifua, it burns," he rasped. He fell forward, shaking, eyes wide with panic. For one heartbeat, she froze. Then, remembering her plan, she let out a piercing scream that ripped through the still night. "Help! Somebody help me! My husband! He's dying!" Her wails echoed down the dusty road. Lamps flickered on in nearby huts. "Ifua, what's happening?" Voices called from the darkness. "Please, come quick," she cried, beating her chest. "He's not breathing." Neighbors burst into the room, half-dressed and frightened. Ifua threw herself across Kwame's body, sobbing violently. "Oh gods, don't take him. Not my husband," she wailed, shaking him as if to wake him. But his head lolled to one side, mouth open, eyes glassy. "Fetch the healer," someone shouted, but Ifua clutched the corpse tighter. "He's gone," she moaned, tears streaming down her face, though her eyes glimmered with something that wasn't grief. As the villagers murmured prayers, she whispered under her breath, "Rest, my love, your peace is my beginning." Thunder cracked outside. The lamp went out. For a blink, lightning showed a black butterfly circling the window before disappearing into the storm. Ifua pressed Kwame's wedding ring onto her own finger and whispered, "All that was yours is mine now." The wind slipped through the doorway with a sound like laughter. The house, heavy with secrets, exhaled. The morning after his death, Ifua dressed in flowing white, her tears glistening like glass beads. The villagers whispered, "Such a devoted wife." They saw her fall beside the coffin, veiled and elegant, her cries echoing across the compound. But behind that display was calculation. She had already hidden the key to the barn, the deeds to his lands, and the ledger that held every secret account. At the funeral, Kwame's younger brother Kojo watched her too perfect grief. Something in her smile looked rehearsed. As the coffin lowered, she leaned close to the earth. "Now, all that was yours is mine." Only the ground heard. That night, she lit incense and poured palm wine by the shrine. "Ancestors, drink. Guard me." The soil hissed but did not swallow the offering. She ignored it, whispering, "From today, I am not Ifua the widow. I am Ifua the keeper of his wealth." Weeks passed. Kojo went to the town lawyer. "My brother's will." The man blinked slowly. "Everything, to the widow." No stamp, no witness, only red ink scrawls. Kojo left, anger heavy as stone. He confronted Ifua in her courtyard. "Sister-in-law, you've stolen my brother's sweat." "Stolen?" she smiled. "A wife cannot steal her own home." "That paper is false," he said. "I'll fight you." Her gaze turned cold. "Fight the wind, if you can." That night, Kojo dreamed of Kwame standing by the cocoa trees, whispering, "Don't let her bury me twice." He woke to a weight on his chest and humming that matched Ifua's funeral song. Kojo's mind began to unravel. He forgot words, then faces, then daylight. He wandered barefoot through Kwaso, shouting, "She killed him. She's burning his name." People crossed the road to avoid him. Ifua played the grieving sister-in-law well. "Grief breaks men," she sighed, sending soup and herbs. But every visit worsened him. He muttered to walls and laughed at empty air. At night, he saw Kwame's ghost pointing toward Ifua's compound. The elders called it madness. The river, however, heard truth in his cries. Old Marabina, sharp as a blade despite her years, prayed until her knees cracked. One night she dreamed her dead son calling from a dark river. "Mother, she caged my soul." She woke screaming. By morning, her eyes burned. By dusk, she could see only light and shadow. By dawn, nothing. She took my eyes so I would not see her evil, she whispered. Ifewa sent a healer of her choosing. The herb stung like smoke. In darkness, Marabina heard her son again. Do not fear, mother. The earth remembers everything. The season soured. Chickens laid black eggs, goats birthed stillborn kids. The chief priest came to cleanse the land, but his staff cracked at Ifewa's gate. The spirits here are chained, he said. Ifewa laughed, tossing coins. Buy another staff. That night, her mirror split in a spiderweb pattern. The next day her cocoa pods ripened overnight and burst with writhing white worms that spelled death in the dirt. Footprints appeared on Kwame's field, wet, bare, circular. That night Ifewa heard steps inside her locked room. Who's there? Your husband, a voice answered. A smoke-pale figure formed near the window. You chained me with silence and paper, it said. But rust finds every link. She clutched a charm, it burned her palm. Go. Memory does not go, the ghost replied. When morning came, a single wet footprint glistened beside her bed and began to move at sunset. Marabina summoned the priest. The village gathered by the field. Mist rose in 3 shapes: Kwame, Kojo, and a glowing ancestor fire. Ifewa trembled. You traded kindness for coins, Kwame said. You spent my mind, Kojo's shadow added. Where breath was stolen, breath shall be repaid, thundered the ancestors. Confess, urged the priest. I did what life demanded, she hissed. The mist recoiled. The stars blinked out. A storm without rain tore across Kwaso. Lightning struck the shrine behind Ifewa's house. Flames rose, but no smoke. 2 voices screamed, hers and his. Villagers watched, frozen. She stumbled out, hair white, eyes blank. Forgive me, she mouthed, no sound. Marabina stepped forward. Your tongue stole my son's breath, now silence is your chain. The fire sank into the soil. Kojo's sanity returned with the wind's first sigh. Rain returned. The river sang again. The cocoa trees bloomed. Ifewa wandered the forest edge, lips moving soundlessly, until one day she folded her wrapper neatly by a palm and vanished into mist. The villagers placed a stone at the cursed field engraved. Greed can buy silence, but never peace. When love is murdered for gold, the grave becomes the banker. And it always collects its debt. At every full moon, storytellers whisper this tale. And if you stand by Kwame's field on a still night, the silence there isn't empty. It's the earth remembering the names of those who thought the dead could be cheated.